Pakistani officials now say U.S.-Iran talks are expected, but didn't offer details. Joining us now is Wayne Sanders, Bloomberg Intelligence senior defense analyst and retired Army colonel. Colonel, it feels like Pakistan absolutely wants to make these talks happen. Just from the noise that you're hearing that perhaps the foreign minister of Iran will be going there, we don't know whether the American side are going. Does it seem like a second round of talks is likely?
Yeah, I think it is. I think right now, from an appetite of military operations out of the House, a lot of that is already done, right? Both sides want to figure a way that they can actually bring and get as much legitimacy as they possibly can out of this situation. So I do see them wanting to be able to come back, but they are still in the Straits of Hormuz. Obviously, you heard Secretary Hegseth today talk. Ships and mines became the big talking points at this point in time. That will continue to be on that negotiating table as well.
Hey, I got to ask you about another niggle that I have been talking about this week or reading a lot about this week after Carolyn Leavitt said one of the demands that President Trump has is they get the nuclear material, the highly enriched uranium back. But the president on Monday again repeated his claim that we have buried that nuclear dust so deep that it would take a long process and difficult process, even for the U.S. Army, to get out. So how can that be a justification that they would get a bomb for this war when at the same time the president of the United States, who has to have access to better intelligence than any of us, says that we have completely and totally obliterated their nuclear capabilities and materials?
Yeah, I think that ends up being that you have to be able to look at it in terms of two different pieces. One is he has to maintain as much as he can on the global stage and say, hey, look, Iran cannot have that nuclear weapon, and if there is any, right? We've talked before about the fact that the intelligence community can't be wrong when it comes to this. So it's very, very difficult to be able to confirm 100% that material is actually buried the way that it says. 441 kilograms, whether or not it was in one facility, in multiples, in Natanz and Fordo, where all of these pieces are. So I think at this point in time, part of the message is actually looking to find out whether or not it creates reflections in the intelligence community that when he says that and says we've buried it all, he's looking for any type of information that scientists are saying, oh, no, we still have this. And then obviously that's going to be close hold within the intelligence community that would end up being used to create some type of additional military operation or some type of diplomatic channel extraction for that. They've already talked about down blending of that capability from 65% enriched uranium down to 20%. And other pieces like that. So I think there's a lot to be in play here, and he's not going to show all of his cards.
But when he repeats that we've completely and totally obliterated their nuclear capabilities and materials, is he just not really sharing the truth with us?
Well, I think it's fair to say that when you look at the production and the enrichment capability has been severely degraded, if not completely removed, based off of all the locations where that enriched uranium could possibly be enriched any further inside of Iran has been decimated. Those were part of the military objectives. Now, whether or not you can actually find all the kilograms of 65% enriched uranium becomes a bigger question there, because with that, like we've talked about before, if you don't have boots on the ground, the ability to confirm whether or not it's there, whether or not it can be extracted, or whether or not it can be moved and supported by another potential actor, China, Russia, or somebody else, that's going to be one of the top intelligence collection capabilities right now.